Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be teaching you how to make a 4-piece skate. I'll be using the simplest method ever to teach you how to make a 4-piece skate. So guys, I want you to make sure you watch to the end. So many of us do make this mistake. They don't usually watch to the end. So make sure you watch to the end to get all the important info. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you click a like, and thanks and may God bless you.
Okay guys, so as you can see, today we are going to be cutting a 4-piece skate. And like I said, we are going to be making use of the equal method. Remember I told you guys we have two major methods. There are different methods to cut 4 pieces, but in this particular class I told you guys we have two major methods, which are the what? Equal and the unequal method. The unequal method is also called the common method. Why did we call it the common method? Because it's usually the most commonest, like it's the commonest method that people use in cutting. Why this equal method means that all parts of the skate are equal, and that is the method we are going to be using today. Okay, so these are our measurements. Let's start from the round waist. Round waist is 30 inches. The hip, we have hip length of 7 and 38 inches. We have knee length of 18 inches. We have skate length of 37 inches. We have flay measurement range. Now, what I mean by this flay measurement range is that this is the given amount of flay range that we have. You understand what I mean? We are going to be seeing how we are going to be applying it here. Okay, so we have from 20 to 30 inches. Are you seeing it? Okay, there's another measurement that we actually need here, which is called the skate half length. Do you understand? The skate half length. Now, the skate half length is very, very synonymous to the knee length. Do you understand? Knee length is the measurement from the waist to the knee. Why the skate half length is where exactly the flay is going to start flowing down. Do you understand? So how do we get flay half length? It's very simple. We get it by what? Subtracting 3 inches to 5 inches from 18. What do I mean by that? Like I remember I said 3 inches to 5 inches. I mean for us to get the skate half length of this knee length, 18. All you have to do, let's say we are using 3 inches, all you have to do 18 minus 3 gives you what? 15 inches. So that means from the waist to the 15 inches is the what? Skate half length. Do you guys understand this? Yes. Okay. So remember what I said? I said from 3 to 5 and even above. But for the sake of this particular class, we're going to be making use of 3 inches. Do you understand? Because that is the commonest one we usually work with. Okay, so that's what I said it is 15 inches. Are you seeing it? Okay, so next thing we are going to be doing after this measurement is to fold. Remember, that's the first thing we usually do whenever we are cutting anything is to fold. And you guys know that the folding usually has its own method. Do you understand? Normally we fold with the what? Highest circumference. Shey? Okay, but today, yes, it's still the same highest circumference. Now, highest circumference in this case, for this skate, is which part?
The flay.
It is the flay, and we are going to be directly making use of the flay this time around. Remember when I taught you guys a line, we made use of the hip instead of the flay. Do you understand? So today we are going to be making use of the flay, and this leads us to what I call the flay measurement range. Are you seeing it? That is from 20 to what? 30 inches. Okay, what do I mean by that? For you to fold, you must fold your material in a way that, let's say you are using 20 inches. What it means is that you want, like, this is the normal for a flay. Do you understand? 20 inches. So the moment you use more than 20 means that you want your flay to flow more. Do you understand? You use 25, you want it to flow more. You use 26, you want it to flow more. Do you understand? Depending on how you want it to flow, determines whether you use 20 or 21, 22, 23 or 30. Do you understand? Okay, let's say in this particular tutorial we're going to make use of this 20 inches. What it means is that we are going to be, look at it, your material must be enough. Do you understand? So we are going to be marking out 20 like this. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
When you mark out 20 like this, when you are done marking it out, all you have to do is to use your rule and then connect. Do you guys understand? After you are done connecting, use your rule and connect. Look at it. After you are done connecting, all you have to do is to fold it into 2. Do you understand what I mean? Fold it into 2. But when I'm looking at this one, you notice that this material is not enough. So if you're working with pattern paper and you want to really fold for it to be enough, all you have to do is to join your pattern paper. Do you understand? So as for it to be enough. But for the sake of this particular tutorial, I'm not going to be joining anything. Do you understand? Because I'm working with a pattern paper. Like, let's say in a situation, most cases when we are working with a pattern paper, what we do is after cutting on a pattern paper, place it on the material, fold the material the normal way, place it and then cut. Do you understand? We do this also not to waste the paper. Do you understand? So now as you be working, I will advise you to make sure you fold your own. Do you understand? So that means when we fold it, means that we have total of 40 inches expanded. Do you understand? That is 20-20. Do you understand? That's what I want you guys to do. Okay. That you hope you understand. Yes. So what we are going to be doing now, remember like I said, I'm not going to be folding anything. Do you understand? What I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be cutting this one up. Are you seeing it? Okay. Please remember this particular one is for the front part. Are you seeing it? It is for the front part. Next thing I want you to do is also prepare the material for your back part also immediately. Do you understand? Prepare it immediately. I'm doing all these things to make sure that the course is very, very simple for all of us. Now look at it. Place it, pin it down, and then cut it off. Exactly the same thing. Please also, I want you to also know that whenever you are folding for any particular dress, you don't fold using the width only. You also fold using the length. And the length here is the skate length. Hope you guys understand. So that means the length of, especially this front one, should be how many inches? How many? 37 inches. Are you seeing it? Plus extra 2 inches gives us what? 39. Are you seeing it? So that means our 39 is at this particular point. Are you seeing it? Okay. So that is the same thing we are going to be doing on this one. Then we will make sure that we connect it and then cut it off. Do you understand? Okay. So we are going to do this before cutting out the material for the back part, please. Okay, so next is cutting the material out for the back part. So in order for you to cut the material for the back part, please do exactly the same thing. Measure out 20 inches. Do you understand? Fold. Fold it into 2. Okay, when you fold it into 2, now you cut out. The only difference from the front back, the material, and the back part is that the length of the back part is longer with what? 1 inch. Always know that. Please don't forget. It's longer with 1 inch. And this 1 inch is for the waist effect at the back. Please just know that. So let me use a pin and hold it. Okay. So after I'm done holding it, next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cutting it out. Please also make sure you iron your paper so as for it not to be too rough. Okay, so guys, as you can see, I am actually done. Are you seeing it? We have the front and we have the back. Okay, so I'm going to be separating both of them now. So this is the front part. Are you seeing it? So what I actually did now, I did not cut the skirt. I only had to cut out the material which we're going to use to cut the skirt. So this is the material for us to cut the front part. So what that means is that we are 100% sure that this material you are seeing here includes everything, both the fillet and the zip. Do you understand? So that's the rule here. So after cutting it out, next thing we are going to be doing now is, look at it. What we have here is how many inches? 20 inches. Okay, now we are going to be applying that name, equal, on this particular thing. What it means is that we are going to be dividing it exactly into 2. Do you understand? That is the equal method we are talking about. For those that have done trouser, you should also know this is the same method I use for my trouser. So as you can see, we have 20 here. So that means the center is 10 inches. So you have to do this all through. Do you understand? Make sure you do this all through in order to get the middle part. Okay, so as you can see, we are done connecting. So next thing I want you to do, the next stage is for us to mark out our vertical measurement. Do you understand? Okay, so let's mark out the vertical measurement, starting from the waist. So let's start. The hip line is actually 7 inches. Okay, 7 inches. Make sure you also mark it out into 2. Hope we all know the reason why we're marking it out into 2. Just to make sure we get a straight line. Okay. Now look at it. When you put it like this, you are sure that you are getting a straight line. Okay. So next is the half length. Hope we all know how we got the half length. If the knee length is 18, all we did is just to step up by extra 3 inches. 18, 17, 16, and then 15. That's the same thing as saying 18 minus 3, which is going to give us 15 inches. Okay, also do the same thing here in order to get a straight line while connecting. Okay, so the next thing we are going to be doing is to get the skate length. Skate length is how many inches? 37 inches. Are you seeing it? So I have extra 2 inches to it. So we are also going to do the same thing here. 37 plus 2. Please, all this is just for us to get a straight line while connecting. Okay, 37 plus 2 inches. Next thing we are going to do is to connect. Okay, so as you can see, we now have the waist length. Are you seeing it? We have the hip length. We have the skate half length. That is where the flare is going to start flowing. We have the skate length, and we have the allowance. Okay, so we are getting there. Okay, so when we are done, next stage we are going to get, the next stage is for us to get what we call the starting point. What does this starting point mean? Now, the starting point is that point. Hope you guys have done pencil skate. There is usually this part that you people start measuring your waist divided by 4. Do you understand? Waist divided by 4. Let's say it's 40, you say 10 plus 2. Hip, let's say it's 12. Let's say it's 11 plus 2. Do you understand? So this place that you start, you know, if it is normal pencil skate, you usually start around here. This place is called the starting point. Now, I'll be glad to tell you that that's not the same thing to this 4-piece skate, because the starting point is not here. And that's also the reason why it's called equal method. We are making use of equal method. The starting point is around this point. Now, I will show you something. Now, look at an example of a 4-piece skate. Are you seeing it? Now, if you notice, the starting point, they started from here. Are you seeing? So from here, you measure for the waist, add extra allowance. Are you seeing it? From here, you measure for the round hip, add extra allowance. From here, you measure for the half length, add extra allowance. At the end of the day, you connect here, then from here to your full length. Are you seeing it? So now look at that starting point you are seeing. It is from that starting point at the half length that we connected to get the flare. Are you seeing it? Yes. Okay. So now, in order for us to get that starting point, it's supposed to be around here. What are we going to do? You are going to be dividing your waist by 8. The same thing we do whenever we want to get a dart. Do you understand? Yes, I will also show us the similarities between this method and the dart. You understand what I mean by dividing that by 8. Okay, so let's divide. 30 divided by 8 is going to be giving us what? Okay, so 30 divided by 8 is going to be giving us 3/4. Now see what you are going to be doing now. Look at it. In order to get the starting point, and most of us don't know where to start, you start from the middle. That's why we say equal method. Are you seeing it? Now look at it. From this middle, 3/3. Shey? Okay, 3/3 is around here. Are you seeing it?
Yes.
3/3. Are you seeing it? So get down here, also mark 3/3. 3/3 at the hip, and also at the half length, mark out 3/3. Okay, 3/3. So when you are done, all I want you to do is to use your rule and then connect. That gives you your starting point. As you can see, it will now be easy for us to divide our waist by 4, to divide our hip by 4, and to divide the half length. Precious, do you understand? Okay. So when we are done, next thing we are going to be doing now is we are going to be putting the horizontal measurement. Do you understand? We are going to be putting the horizontal measurement. So let's impute the horizontal measurement. So the round waist, which is 30 inches divided by 4, is going to be giving us 7.5. So now you are going to start from here. Are you saying it's so easy for you to start from here? Look at it, 7.5. So this 7.5, add your body allowance, which is how many inches?
2 inches.
Okay, 2 inches. Now you do the same thing at the hip. Hip, which is 38 divided by 4, is going to be giving us 9.5. Okay, 9.5. Then you add the extra 2 inches allowance. Okay, so what are we going to be using here? Well, how are we going to be getting the measurement for this half length?
Same measurement of the hip minus 1.5.
Okay, that's very, very nice. Now look at what she said. From here to here, let's just check the total of what we have. Are you saying it? Total of what we have here from here to here, that is 9.5 and the 2. Gives us total of 11.5. Okay, all you have to do is to take it down exactly. Are you saying it? 11.5. So now we have a point here. So in order to get the shape of this part, all you have to do is to step in by 1.5. I usually say from 1 inch to 2 inches. That is the range of values to use. Do you understand? So the 1.5 is mostly the one I use. That's why you guys are saying 1.5. Do you understand? For this is dependent on how fitted you want it to be at this very part. Do you understand? Okay, so from here, step in by 1.5. So as you can see, we have these points here, here, and there, here. So all we are going to do is to connect it in order to form the shape of the skate. Hope you guys understand. So in order to connect it, you can either do that with freehand or with your other cuffs. We still have hip cuff. Hope you will know that. Okay, you can do with your freehand with other cuffs like hip cuff, French cuff, and you can also work with your straight through. Do you understand? Okay. So which one do you guys want me to work with? Freehand. Freehand. Okay, so let's start with the freehand. So look at it, guys. Freehand. It's just me that enjoy the freehand. Okay, are you seeing it? I've actually connected. So you can see you are seeing a kind of a pencil skate here. Are you seeing it? Yeah. You are seeing a pencil skate here. So next thing we are going to be doing now is that, look, at this very point, so you can see we started from here. There's something we are going to be doing here. We are going to be adding what we call the seam allowance. Now let me show us something. From here, add ½ inch seam allowance. I know most of us still don't know where exactly this place is. Do any of us know where this part is on the body when you wear the skate? Thank you. This is actually the middle part of the skate, the center. Now, why I added this ½ inch? Now look at what I mean, guys. When I mean this is the middle part of the skate, look at it. If this is the skate, okay? If this is the skate, as you can see, look at it. If this is the skate, this is 4 pieces. See the middle. Are you seeing it? See that? Are you seeing it? See that? Now, this middle part is the same thing as this middle part. And this middle part must be joined. Are you seeing it? So in order for us to join it, that's why we are adding this ½ inch. Are you seeing it? We started our original measurement from here. So there's no way you start your measurement from here and not add ½ inch. Do you understand what I mean? Okay. Now, I know some of us will be confused. Now, we'll not be like, where is the dart going to be on this? Who can show me where the dart is? Yes, that is the dart. The dart is the middle part. Now, we can now go back to why I divided by 8 in order to get the starting point. Because I'm actually starting from the dart. That's why I had to divide by 8. Is this confusing anyway? Okay. So now that we are done connecting this very same, we are done adding allowance here. So all we have to do now is to connect to the flares in order to form our 4 pieces skate. Now let's connect to the flare. From here, don't even try to trace to any, just trace to the end. Do you understand? Because we've already cut out our flare. Do you understand? It's equal. So from here down to here. Are you seeing it? Then do the same thing here. From here down to here. Are you seeing it? Our 4 pieces, the front part is ready. So for those that really want to put the dart, how do you put the dart? Remember I've told you guys the dart is already on this point. So in order to fully effect it, we use our normal method. So that is usually how many inches above the hip line? Okay, 2 inches above the hip line. Look at it, guys. Okay, then next thing is from here, you mark out ½ inch. From here, you mark out ½ inch. Then you connect down to here and connect down to here. Are you guys seeing it? Okay, so by me looking at it, you can see that we are 100% done with the front part of the skate. Is there any question? Okay guys, so as you can see, we are 100% done. So what this means now, remember I just cut with only a sheet. Remember I told you guys you have to fold into 2 so as to make sure that you get 2. Remember, looking at this one now, this one you are seeing here now is just one part. Do you understand? Now look at it. We have A and A, B. That is 1 and 2. At the back, we also have 3 and 4. So this 1 and 2, this one is only 1 out of these 2. Do you understand? So assuming you folded your material into 2, you'll be getting the 1 and 2 together. Okay. Now look at it. This is the center part. This ½ inch is the one we're going to be using and join. So as we'll be cutting from here. Are you saying it? Yes, we are going to be cutting from here just down to this part. Now, I want to let you know something. Whenever you are done with this front, just know that, just be at peace because you are done with almost everything. Because the back part is exactly this thing. Just little difference. What is that little difference? Is the waist effect. That is, the back is going to be longer than the front. Do you understand? And also the zipper allowance. Instead of only this half, make your zipper allowance to be 2 inches. Are you seeing it? So let's do that. Let's cut it off so that we can use it and trace the back. Okay guys, as you can see, here is for the dart. Okay, look at it. Here is for the dart. So next thing I'm going to be doing now is to be cutting out the back. Look at it. This is the pieces we cut out while we are folding our material. So let's place it and use it and cut the back. So all you have to do is to take your pin, make sure it is equal from the down part. Please remember this back one is a 1 inch longer than the front. So make sure it is equal from the down part. Place it very well. Make sure it is equal from the down part, thereby leaving the extra 1 inch allowance at the upper part. Are you saying it? Okay. So next thing we are going to be doing now is, guys, we are going to be tracing it out. Let's start from here. Okay. Then next we are going to be doing, look at it guys. Remember here is for the seam allowance for the front. And here for the back supposed to be for the zipper allowance. So all you have to do, instead of giving only ½ inch, for the zipper allowance we normally use how many? 2 inches. Are you seeing where I'm starting? Not from here. Because if I start from here, it means I just gave total of 2.5 inches. So I'll be starting from here. So do it till you reach at the half length, please. Which we all know that half length is on this very point. So next thing you need to do is to connect. Are you seeing it? So when you connect, guys, connect back to your flame. Are you seeing it? Okay, connect back to your flame. So when you are done doing that, take your scissors and then cut it off. Okay, so the only place remaining now is the waist effect. So in order for us to complete this, all we have to do, remember I told you guys that the waist effect, the sides are always equal. Do you understand? The sides are always equal. All we have to do from here, connect back down to the tip of this place. Now look at it guys. From the waist, are you seeing it? Connect down here. It is only the center that will step up by 1. Are you seeing it? Okay. Okay, now talking about the front effect, the back we step up by 1, while the front, from the existing measurement, we step down by 1. Are you seeing it? Okay, there's still another advice I will give us. This is your front effect. You can mark it now, but I will advise you, if it is possible, for you to cut it out when you are done connecting your center front. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, even if you connect it after even if you cut it off before connecting the center front, it's still very much okay, but I'll advise you as a professional to trim it out when you are done stitching the center front. Okay, so as you can see, we are 100% done. Do you understand? So all you have to do is to take this material individually, place it on your material, and then cut off. Do you guys understand? Yeah. Is there any question? So now looking at this place, please look at it, the dart. Hope we all know how to duplicate the dart at the back. This is the center. You can always make use of your pin. It is very, very important for us to know how to easily duplicate. This is my pin. So what that means is that when I keep this pin here, I can mark here. Are you seeing it? So talking about this very part, I can give half here, I can give half here. Are you seeing it? So at the end of the day, I can now connect like this. This is how you do it on every side. The only thing remaining here, which is not that 100% compulsory, but it's very necessary you add it on dresses. Do you understand? And that is the down curve here. So for us to apply this down curve, it's very, very simple, guys. All you have to do is to step up with like 2 inches or 1 inch, from 1 inch to 2 inches. As you can see, what I'll be using here is 2 inches. Now look at it from here. Are you seeing it? Connect with a curve to this center part. Are you seeing it? Now look at it from here down to here. Okay, connect it. So when you are done connecting it, next thing you need to do is to take your scissors, cut both the front and the back out. Are you seeing it? So that is it.